What is going on, everybody? This is Strong Lead Hook with Path of Exile 2. You may or may not have seen my rant regarding this game about how I give up, blah blah blah. Path of Exile 2 sucks, blah blah blah. Well, as you can see,
The Nameless.
I am a glutton for punishment. My biggest gripe right now with the game is the trial of Secamus. They've already got the criticism from the community regarding that part of the game. People don't like it, so they need to do something about it. They need to change it or whatever. I mean, people don't like it. People think it's bad. So I wonder why. I wonder why they are not changing that part of the game. One of the things I hate most about the trial of Secamus is the level stuff, the level obstacles. I mean, people don't like it. People hate it, you know? You would think that they would take that feedback seriously. You'd think they'd take that critique seriously as far as the trial of Secamus is concerned and actually make some changes. But they haven't. But for me, the biggest gripe for me is just more has to do with the I can't remember if it's the gauntlet or the one with it's the one with the lever and there's a spinning fire and you gotta get through it's like an obstacle course. I can't remember what it's called, but for me, if they change that one, you know, just change that part, then the rest is tolerable. I mean, it wouldn't be the best, but it's far better than what they got right now. It's far better. I'm wondering what else I can use to buff up my eke out the last little bit of power. I've been trying to farm for more equipment, but I haven't gotten lucky. I even checked out my monk to see if all the equipment that I've gotten has helped, but it has not helped. All the yellows, all of the yellows that I have is a waste. So the monk is still terrible. Still terrible. That build is pretty much ruined. I made too many changes. For me to salvage it, it costs me too many resources. shouldn't have to make these compromises like, oh, it's not that bad. Cloud substance isn't that bad. Well, they need to change it. But if your player base is having a compromise and say, ah, well, it's not that bad, then it's not a good game. Really. It's an okay game. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the worst game ever made, but that isn't true. But what I will say is, this game went from the best ARPG ever made to this. It fell hard. Path of Exile 2 is one of the few games where I witnessed fall down hard in real time. I mean, they shot themselves in the foot. There was already a bunch of issues with the game. Instead of trying to release new content with Dawn of the Hunt, something they could have, something they could have done was Trial of Seconds. They could have reworked that part. There's so many weaknesses. The game already had these glaring weaknesses, like Trial of Seconds. Instead of doing Dawn of the Hunt, they should have worked on those weaknesses first. You know, there's more than enough flaws with the game that can keep them busy for a while. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, the game had enough weaknesses that could have kept them busy for a while instead of trying to do something new. Part of me thinks that they're trying to distract everyone from all the nerves. They must have known that the game was unhappy with it. Mostly because when I first started playing, because of how well they did at the very beginning, at the onset, when the game was released, it did very, very well, and it was going well. It was on an upward trajectory. And then they did what they did, decided to shoot themselves in the foot. Instead of doing Dawn of the Hunt, what they could have done was work on the game's weaknesses, like Trial of Seconds.
Yes.
And only did a little bit of nerfing. You know, that seems like a much more sensible approach, a much more a measured approach. I was listening to what was his name? What's the guy's name? I guess one of the head developers for Last Epoch. And he was saying that it's okay. He basically said whatever I said. You know, it's okay to have overpowered things in the game. You know, you just want it I think he said something along the lines of there should be overpowered things in the game, but you don't want it to be too much. You don't want it to be too much. It's natural to have mechanics in a. It's a RPG game. It's a role-playing game. You want me to role-play as somebody weak? Doesn't make any sense. Who wants to roleplay as a weakling? No one wants to roleplay as somebody weak in the game. Every single role-playing game has always had builds or mechanics, weapons, what have you, that are stronger than others, right? And that's okay, but you don't want it to be so much that it just completely breaks the game. But I think the devs over at T1-T3 have a much different definition of game breaking than I do. How they define game breaking is different from other people, but it's their game, so they know what that is. But see, now something like the monk build, it just sucks. And they didn't do it. They're back to square one. Now monk was replaced by lightning spear.
One down. Who's next?
Monk was just replaced by lightning spear. And monk was such a fun build to play through. Like it was such a fun build to play. Now you can't. Well, I shouldn't say unplayable. It's still playable. It's just not fun. It's just one of the funnest builds in the game. And just, they ruined it. That's what's frustrating. So many good things going for it, and they just keep using it. They're slowly using it away.
Weak animal!
That developer from last Epoch is where he basically said what I said. It's fine to have overpowered things in the game, but you don't want it to be so overpowered that you got a bunch of people calling for the build to be nerfed. I don't remember the whole POE community calling for monk builds to be nerfed. There's only a few people that wanted it to be nerfed. There's mainly the warrior players. But see, that's their choice, right? They want to play a challenging game. And that's how it should be. I don't think all builds should be created equal. They shouldn't be. Some builds should be naturally harder to play. That's how you give the player the freedom to make their own decisions. Harder build, you can, but just understand that You know, if you are taking a risk to this build to not get up high on the leaderboard. Who gives a shit about the leaderboards anyways? Who cares? Now they just back to square one, right? System replaced by lightning spear. And then they're gonna nerf that. And then people are gonna get angry. And then they're gonna nerf the monsters. And then lightning spear is gonna be replaced by another build. And then they're gonna nerf that build. And nerf the monsters. And that's just how it's gonna be. The game, by the time this game comes
Reloading!
out, my biggest fear is it'll be a patchwork of band-aids. The game will be wrapped in bandages and band-aids. Not even bandages. Bandages is too sophisticated. The game will be one massive wound covered up in band-aids.
All in a day's work.
They actually believe that patching over and over is what's going to help the game. They believe they're fixing the game by slapping a bunch of band-aids on it. They think they're fixing it. They think they're making it better, but they're not. Because the flaws of the game are at its root core. It's a fundamental problem. And then, to add insult to injury, they'll just completely ignore the problem with trying to second. They'll completely ignore that problem while chasing
Reload
bugs and buffs. Right, they will chase the nerf buff roller coaster. They will ride the nerf and buffing patchwork carousel. Ignore the fundamental issue of the game, which is the dependency. The game has a big dependency problem. They will ignore that and then ride the patchwork roller coaster. And then that'll be the history of Path of Exile 2. Which is incredibly unfortunate because they really had something going on here. They really had something good going on. They had so much potential. All they had to do is not fuck it up. That's all they had to do. Fuck it up. Don't fuck with it. That's all they had to do. Right. Little adjustment here. All they had to do was not fuck with the game. That's all they had to do, right? Just minor adjustments here and there, right? Minor adjustments here and there. You know, of course, balance the game. That's just minor adjustments. That's all you needed. Maybe the biggest thing they would have had to do was do a trial of seconds. That was dumb. That was me. That was my fault. Idiot. All they had to do was rework Trials of Sacrifice, right? That's all they had to do. Even then, I don't think they had to do that much. All they had to do was remove the other parts, like the obstacle course.
Eat this!
All they had to do. See how I almost died multiple times. That used to happen with the monk too. It was a glass cannon. That's what it was. It was a glass cannon build. You know, some people like that. It was a glass super cannon. Some people like to play that way. Why rob people of that? Why take that away from people? You know? Doesn't make any sense.
Yes. Collect more otherworldly remnants.
Faradon. Oh, that sucks. Oh my goodness, this sucks. I need more stash tabs. And I need to get rid of some of this. I looked at my monk earlier thinking that there was going to be something for him, something that he could use. And nothing. All of the gear just didn't work. But that's not the game's fault. The gearing part's not the game's fault. That's me just not knowing how to, haven't ruined my monk. The monk is naturally low on defenses. It's meant to be a glass cannon. But now it's not a glass cannon, it's just glass. Now it's literally just glass. Alright, it's not a glass cannon anymore. I need to start getting rid of some of this bullshit. Half these things I didn't even use. My monk couldn't even use half this shit, more than half this shit. Couldn't use more than half this shit. I can get rid of the helmet. Maybe I should have used this one instead of that one. Can't use just the evasion, just evasion only helmets. I can't really use it because for the monk, at least I'm talking about the monk, because of this one perk that I have. I'm trying to get rid of a couple things. I cannot wait till later to get rid of this shit. I have to get rid of it now, or else it's just gonna pile up. I'm a hoarder. I don't know if I told y'all that already. I'm a pretty bad hoarder. I cannot seem to part ways with gear. Maybe I need this. No, I don't need this. I really don't. I'm good. I should have put this one on. That's not even that good. It's not even that good. Telling myself over and over again, it's not that good. I need to get rid of it. It's not that good. This one's pretty good. No, actually, it's not. It's not that good. I know I need to get rid of it. The weapon I have is just too good. The quarterstaff, I was trying to replace my quarterstaff earlier with the monk and I fucked it up. I ruined it. Might as well re-go that one. Let's see what it turns into. Boom, it sucks. Like I thought it would. I need to get rid of some of this shit right here. See, this is a pretty powerful weapon, but I can't because the one that I have is just so much better. Not only that, but this one only the other one shoots like 3 freaking grenades. I can't replace this, you know. I'm shooting 3 fucking grenades at one time. these are all really good gear. It's just a matter of me getting rid of it, figuring out what do I actually need and what do I not need. You know, I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. 'Cause I'm a hoarder. That one sucks.
We need to create.
I could start slowly replacing my gear with energy shield. Should I regal or rune slots? Decisions.
Until next time.
We'll do the slots.
You found more book.
Get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. See, sometimes I don't even follow my own rules, right? I'll
Yes.
talk about prioritizing gear, but you know, those principles that I have, it's to help me make decisions, make choices. This one's got a higher evasion. I can use it. Already regret it. Already regret doing that. Gold. Need better passage on it. Additional essence. Rarity of items. I hate temporal chains. I cannot do temporal chains. I can't do it. Rarity of items. Just, no. Can't do that. I gotta do tier 2. Where am I trying to go? Where am I trying to go? I was gonna clear out this tower. I don't know why I would do that. I have no idea why I would do that. out this area right here.
Bye-bye! Golf machine! Another notch on me helmet.
I should be doing tier 3. I'm not really trying to rest right now.
Better than coin. Joke on this!
I can definitely see the challenge.
Machine! Out of mana! Down. Who's next? You're done! mana! One down. Who's next? Gotta stay quick on my feet.
Definitely harder, but it's manageable. It's doable. It should automatically let me use the shrine as soon as I get there. It won't let me toggle to it.
No room.
Go on. You need to
look at this crossbow right here.
Breathe this in! You're dead!
I was just gonna skip right by that. This is... Nope, it sucks.
Out of mana! One down. Who's next? Emphasize! Need a sec.
I mean, that's one of the ways of, you can use this build is to flood the entire screen with, poison gas. Wonder if there are other strong boxes. Probably not. Let's take a look. Melee damage.
Weak animal! Smoke him out! Out of mana!
It depends every once in a while. I might clear out the whole area. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna clear out the whole area. Every time.
Need a sec.
You never know when that happens.
Ooh! Ick! Out of mana! You're done!
Speak. Have you found?
Not grab ascendancy skill points. Yep. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That kind of bullshit right there. What's the point of it? We're only doing it to gain ascendancy. So why would you... Why? What's the point? There's no point. Got about 5 minutes left. Do I not have any of these blues right here? I've got this one. The waypoint chances get lower and lower the more or the higher I go. The higher tier. So you gotta balance that out. But it takes me too long to get done with one map. I mean, I'm always tempted to push it, but at the same time, is it efficient? Is it efficient? Sometimes I just want to blow through it, you know. 66. I'm at level 75, and sometimes it's just too low. Shrines, rarity. Nah, it's not good for me to go back down to tier 1. Tier 1 maps should be used for this right here. That's what a tier 1 map is for. No affixes. Just go through. I should start doing this area right here. I should start doing them. Start clearing that out. This part right here. Push out the corners. People recommend that I keep pushing like in one direction and just keep going. But I don't know. That's a good idea. I'm not saying it's not a good idea, but I get bored and want to go somewhere else. We got about 3 minutes left anyway, so it's not enough time. So I've started playing Mortal Shell recently, and I don't know how I feel about it. It just makes me want to play Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. What I do want to play is the new Oblivion game. That's something that I want to check out, but I've got a backlog of games. We've still got Lords of the Fallen and Dark Souls and Neo and all these other games. I don't know if it's a smart idea to concurrently run multiple games at the same time. I've seen other content creators do that. I just don't know if it's smart for my channel. Not that I'm getting a lot of freaking views anyway, so well, it shouldn't matter. But playing newer games might give my channel the exposure that it needs. And Griswold and I got some things cooking. We got some things going on. We got some things that we'd like to work on. Perhaps it's time for me to show my face. Not that my face will get me views, but we've got a few ideas in the works. It's just that we like playing games. We like recording it, and we like to put it up. You know, we have a lot of creative ideas that we can use. But if you're not having fun with it, then what's the point, you know? But with that being said, thanks for stopping by. Be sure to stop by at Griswold's channel. He wasn't here tonight, but you know, stop by his channel. Check out his videos. We're recording at the same time. So whatever we talk about in some of my videos, he's got it in his videos. But good night.